So, hi ladies, this is Linda. I have a haul and a story for you today. As most of you know, Michael's is having their 90% off sale today. Well, yesterday my husband and I stopped at Michael's, and when we went in, they had, of course, their big sale bin up in the front of the store, and there was a lady there with this shopping cart, and you know what size shopping carts Michael's has, and the entire cart was full. She couldn't get anything else in it. And then her husband was there with one of the baskets, and it was full. And so there wasn't a whole lot left in the bin, but I, of course, managed to gather up some things in a basket. And then the jewelry accessories findings and things were supposed to be 70% off. So I picked out some of those and went up, got in line at the register because there was a huge line because they had two cashiers were working on this one lady that had the shopping cart full of stuff, and two cashiers were doing hers. Her husband was putting things on one register and she was putting things on the other register. So they came and opened a third register, and it was actually one of the managers of the store. And she says to me as I go up, she says, "Now you know all of the jewelry stuff you have in your cart, that you have in your basket, is 70% off, and everything else is 90%. If it's got a solid red sticker, it'll be 90% off." So I said, okay. So I got my stuff, and as my husband and I were leaving, I thought, that just seems like too much, because it actually came to, what was it, it came to $46.44, and I thought, man, that just seems like too much money for things to be 90% off. And then the findings and stuff that I got were 70% off, the charms and whatnot. So anyway, I thought, well, because the line was so long and I had to go pick my grandson up from school, I didn't have time to even look at my receipt. So after I got home last night, I got my receipt out and I started looking at it. And what happened was the manager put the 90% off tag on the bins, and it was not supposed to start till today, but she told me 90%, but then when she rang my stuff up, she rang it up all as 70% off. So I thought about it a while, and I told my husband, I said, I'm going to keep the jewelry part, but I'm going to take the rest of it back, because I just am not going to pay 30 cents on a dollar when I thought I was paying 10 cents on a dollar. So today I took the stuff back in, except for the jewelry stuff I kept. So when I went in today, I told the cashier that I apologized that she was going to have to do this, give me the refund or adjustment. I told her I didn't care what she did. So she scanned my receipt and it didn't come up at all. So she said, well, it's not coming up, so I'm going to have to call someone else. So she called the manager that was on today, and she scanned my receipt. Altogether, they scanned my receipt 5 times, and it didn't even come up in the system. So the manager said, well, what you're going to have to do is just take everything out of the bag and ring it up as a refund and take 70% off. So she did, and when she was done, and she said, well, she said, I'm going to give you back $52.46. And I said, well, now that's not right because I didn't pay but $46.44 yesterday for all of it, and I kept some of it. And she says, well, you know what? She said, your receipt is all messed up. I can't figure it out. My manager can't figure it out. So we're just not going to worry about it. So she gave me $52.44 back. So I said, well, okay. So then I went back into over to the bin, which today was ringing up 90% off. It was not yesterday. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even ringing up 70% off. They were having to do it by hand. So if you happen to subscribe to Natasha Hensel's YouTube channel, you will see that she also talked about Michael's being a hot mess. And yes, they're all unorganized, I think. Anyway, today I got these two Cuttlebug folders. They're called this one, they're called Give a Hoot. They're both the same. And I actually paid, I think, these were 70% off. They weren't supposed to be, but they were. And I just bought them anyway because I felt bad because she'd given me that money back that I shouldn't have got. And so I think I paid $2 and something a piece for them. I don't remember what it was. I wrote it all down because I wanted to see exactly how much I spent. It was no, I paid $2.70 a piece for these. So that was my big buy, and they're both exactly the same one, but I wanted to have one and one to give away. So I got two of those. And I got these for my son. It's some beetle buttons, or pins rather, and I'm going to put some magnets on the back of them, and he can put them on his refrigerator. He's a big beetle fan. So I got those for him. I got these, and they were like 9 cents. The beetle things were 9 cents. So anyway, you know what? I got a ton of things here, and I want to finish telling you the story, but I think I probably might be out of time for now, so I'm going to stop this. Then I'll come back and I'll finish telling you the story, and I'll show you the rest of the stuff I got. Okay, I'll see you in a minute.